The transition to the NFL is a monumental leap for any rookie. It's a world of intense competition, rigorous training, and constant evaluation. The pressure to perform is immense, and the spotlight shines brightly on every move, both on and off the field. And this holds especially true for Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders, a highly touted prospect stepping into a demanding role. He carries not only the expectations of a franchise hungry for success, but also the weight of his family legacy. But for Sanders, the first challenge didn't come on the gridiron, executing plays under pressure, or mastering the playbook. Instead, it arrived unexpectedly, off the field, presenting an immediate test of his character and judgment. News broke swiftly, carried by every major sports outlet, that Sanders, son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, a figure synonymous with excellence and charisma, was cited for speeding, a seemingly minor infraction, but an incident that immediately puts his judgment under the intense spotlight of the media and the watchful eyes of the Browns organization. This occurs just as his highly anticipated pro career begins, a moment that should be filled with excitement and promise, now tinged with a cloud of concern. This isn't just a routine traffic ticket to be dismissed. It's a crucial test of maturity and discipline for a young player vying for a starting position in a highly competitive quarterback room, where every action is scrutinized and every decision matters. The details surrounding the incident, reports of high speed and the late hour, inevitably raise questions about the responsibilities and expectations that come with being a public figure, especially for someone in Sanders' position. As the Cleveland Browns organization and their passionate fan base react to this news, it's clear that this situation transcends a simple rookie mistake. It's a significant moment that will reveal how Sanders handles pressure, navigates media scrutiny, and learns from his missteps. So let's break down exactly what happened, examine the circumstances surrounding the incident, analyze what it means, not only for Shedeur Sanders and his immediate future with the Browns, but also for the team's overall trajectory, and explore the bigger lesson about responsibility, accountability, and the challenges of navigating life in the public eye as a professional athlete. The story unfolded in the quiet darkness. In the early hours of June 17, 2025, a routine patrol turned into a headline-making event. The air was still, the roads were mostly empty, and the stage was set for an encounter that would soon capture the attention of the sports world and beyond. Shedeur Sanders, the highly touted rookie, found himself on the wrong side of the law when he was pulled over. The flashing lights of the police cruiser cut through the night, signaling the start of what would become a very public ordeal. The stop was initiated by a member of the Strongsville Police Department, a local force responsible for maintaining order in this suburban community. The officer, whose name has not been released, approached the vehicle, unaware of the media storm that was about to erupt. The location of the traffic stop was Interstate 71, a major artery running southwest of Cleveland. This particular stretch of highway is known for its relative tranquility, especially during the early morning hours. It's a place where drivers often find themselves alone with their thoughts, or perhaps in this case, with their lead foot. Sanders was behind the wheel of a black Dodge TRX pickup, a vehicle known for its power and performance. This luxury truck, capable of impressive speeds, became a key element in the unfolding narrative. It's a vehicle that speaks to success and a certain lifestyle, adding another layer to the story. The reason for the stop? Sanders' speed was clocked at a staggering 101 miles per hour. The radar gun, a tool of law enforcement, confirmed what the officer suspected. The vehicle was traveling at a dangerously high rate of speed. This occurred in a designated 60 miles per hour zone, a speed limit clearly posted to ensure the safety of all drivers. The stark contrast between the posted limit and Sanders' actual speed is what elevated this incident from a simple speeding ticket to a more serious legal matter. That's over 40 miles per hour above the posted limit, a significant and potentially reckless disregard for the rules of the road. This level of excessive speed carries serious consequences, as the legal system views it as more than just a minor infraction. In the state of Ohio, exceeding the speed limit by such a large margin isn't just a matter of paying a fine and moving on, it's a criminal offense. Specifically, it's classified as a fourth-degree misdemeanor, which means Sanders is now facing a criminal charge that will require him to appear in court. This is a significant step up from a simple traffic ticket and carries potential penalties beyond just monetary fines. As a result of the incident, Sanders was officially cited for the violation. He was then given a court date set for July 3rd to address the charges. This date looms large on the calendar, marking a critical moment in this unfolding legal drama. On that day, he'll be required to appear before a judge and answer for the charge of speeding, potentially facing the consequences of his actions. The courtroom setting will be a far cry from the football field, a stark reminder of the serious nature of the situation. By all accounts, the initial traffic stop itself was uneventful. There were no reports of resistance or any unusual behavior. However, despite its routine nature, the news of the stop and the charges against Sanders spread like wildfire. This was largely due to Sanders' high profile as an NFL rookie and the son of a Hall of Fame legend. His name carries weight, and any news involving him is bound to attract attention. The Cleveland Browns organization is undoubtedly aware of the situation. However, as of now, they have chosen not to release any public statement regarding the incident. The team is likely assessing the situation and considering the potential impact on Sanders and the organization as a whole. At this point, the core facts of the case remain straightforward. Shedeur Sanders is facing a criminal charge related to reckless speeding on Interstate 71. This legal matter now becomes an unexpected part of his off-season activities. It's happening at a crucial time as he's working hard to prove himself and secure a spot on the Browns roster. The timing of this incident couldn't be worse, as it adds unnecessary pressure and distraction to an already demanding situation. All eyes are now on Sanders, watching closely to see how he handles this challenge both legally and professionally. The way he responds to this situation will undoubtedly shape public perception and could potentially impact his future with the team. To understand the impact, you need to know Shedeur Sanders. At 23, he's been in the public eye thanks to his father, Deion Coach Prime Sanders. But Shedeur has built his own reputation. He started at Jackson State under his father, then transferred to Colorado, excelling in the Pac-12 and putting up huge numbers, over 4,100 yards and 37 touchdowns in his final season. Despite first-round projections, he slid to the fifth round where the Browns picked him up, a potential steal. Now he's in a crowded quarterback room fighting to prove he belongs. The pressure is on and every move, on or off the field, matters. This speeding incident is his first real test as a pro. Sanders' college career was filled with hype and high expectations. He was seen as a top quarterback prospect, but the NFL draft is unpredictable. He waited until the fifth round to hear his name. The Browns, already with rookie Dillon Gabriel and veterans like Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, took a chance on Sanders. For Sanders, it's a humbling start, but also a chance to develop without the pressure of being a first-round savior. Early minicamp reports show flashes of talent, but he's still adjusting to the pro game. The competition is fierce, and every detail, including off-field behavior, counts. Sanders must prove his draft position doesn't define his future. The Browns are watching closely. To see why this is serious, let's look at Ohio's speeding laws. In Ohio, driving more than 30 miles per hour over the limit is a fourth-degree misdemeanor, a criminal offense, not just a ticket. Sanders' 101 miles per hour in a 60 miles per hour zone triggered this higher charge. He can't just pay a fine and move on, he must appear in court. At the hearing, he can plead guilty, no contest, or not guilty and fight the charge. The law is strict to deter dangerous driving, especially at extreme speeds. This isn't routine, it's a legal process with real consequences. For Sanders, it's an unexpected challenge as he starts his NFL career. The penalties for Sanders in this case extend beyond just a simple monetary fine. It's crucial to understand the full scope of the repercussions he's facing. This isn't just about paying a ticket and moving on. There are other factors at play that could have longer-term consequences for his driving privileges and his professional standing. Go beyond a simple fine. The legal system doesn't always stop at your wallet. There are often layers of consequences that can impact various aspects of your life. In Sanders' situation, this seemingly minor infraction carries with it the potential for a more significant impact than one might initially assume. A fourth-degree misdemeanor in Ohio, while not the most serious offense, still carries weight. It's a formal charge that becomes part of your legal record, and it can have implications for future interactions with law enforcement or other legal proceedings. Carries up to a $250 fine, which, while perhaps not financially devastating, is still a tangible penalty. It's a direct cost associated with the violation, and it serves as a financial deterrent against repeating the offense, plus court costs. These additional fees can often add a significant amount to the overall financial burden of the misdemeanor. Court costs cover the expenses associated with processing the case, and they can vary depending on the specific court and the nature of the offense. More importantly, it adds 4 points to his driving record. This is where the potential for longer-term consequences really begins to emerge. These points aren't just a number. They represent a measure of driving risk, and accumulating too many can lead to serious repercussions. To his driving record, a record that is constantly monitored by the state's Department of Motor Vehicles. This record is a comprehensive history of a driver's behavior behind the wheel, and it plays a crucial role in determining their eligibility to maintain a valid driver's license. Get 12 in 2 years, and you're facing serious consequences. The accumulation of points within a relatively short period of time signals a pattern of unsafe driving behavior, and the state takes this very seriously, and your license is suspended. This can create significant hardship, impacting your ability to get to work, run errands, and generally conduct your daily life. Losing your driving privileges is a major inconvenience, and it can have far-reaching effects. This single incident won't suspend Sanders' license. Thankfully, he's not at that point yet. But it's a stark reminder of how quickly points can accumulate and how important it is to maintain a clean driving record. But it puts him on notice. It's a clear signal that he needs to be more careful behind the wheel and avoid any further violations. This is a wake-up call that should prompt him to reevaluate his driving habits and prioritize safety. The misdemeanor will appear on his record, creating a permanent mark that could potentially surface during background checks or other inquiries. This record is accessible to various entities, including employers, landlords, and even volunteer organizations. A mark the Browns and NFL will see. In the world of professional sports, image is everything, and even minor legal infractions can raise concerns about a player's character and judgment. The league's personal conduct policy is very clear on these matters. It sets a high standard for player behavior, both on and off the field, and it holds players accountable for their actions. Covers all off-field behavior, recognizing that a player's actions outside of the game can have a significant impact on the league's reputation and the integrity of the sport. And while a speeding ticket won't lead to suspension, in most cases, the league takes a holistic view of a player's conduct. They consider the totality of the circumstances and assess whether the behavior reflects poorly on the NFL. It's still a concern. It raises questions about a player's decision-making and their ability to adhere to rules and regulations. Even a seemingly minor infraction can contribute to a larger narrative about a player's character. The Browns may issue their own internal penalties, their own discipline or warning, reinforcing the importance of responsible behavior and setting expectations for all players. This could range from a formal reprimand to community service or other forms of corrective action. For Sanders, it's a lesson, hopefully one he takes to heart, in how even minor legal trouble, seemingly insignificant at first glance, can follow you in the pros, impacting your reputation, your career, and your future opportunities. He'll need to show he's learned from it, demonstrating a commitment to responsible behavior and a willingness to uphold the standards expected of a professional athlete. This is an opportunity for growth and a chance to prove that he can be a positive representative of the Browns organization. This incident could affect more than just Sanders' record. It could impact the Browns' culture. The team values discipline and professionalism, and a rookie's off-field mistake is a distraction. In a tight quarterback competition, coaches look for maturity and reliability. Even a minor lapse can influence how coaches view a player's readiness. Sanders already faces extra scrutiny as Deion Sanders' son. This only adds to the pressure. How he responds will shape his reputation in the locker room. If he owns the mistake and moves forward, it could be a growth moment. If not, it could hurt his standing with the team. The Browns are watching to see how he handles adversity. Being an NFL player is about more than football. It's about representing your team and city. Rookies like Sanders must learn that their actions off the field matter just as much as their play. Athletes are role models, and their choices send messages to fans, especially kids. This speeding incident is a reminder that responsibility comes with the spotlight. The Browns invest in their players' growth on and off the field, and this is a teaching moment. Sanders' actions reflect on the whole franchise. Good judgment is as important in life as it is on the field. One mistake can have lasting effects, but it's also a chance to learn. For Sanders, this is a wake-up call about what it means to be a pro. Beyond football, this is a lesson in public safety. Driving at 101 miles per hour is dangerous for everyone, no matter who you are. Speed limits exist for a reason, to protect lives. Every year, thousands die in speed-related crashes. These tragedies are preventable. Athletes have a platform to promote safe driving and set an example. Sanders' mistake can be a teachable moment for fans and drivers everywhere. The story will fade, but the lesson remains. Safety comes first, always. Whether you're a quarterback or a commuter, the goal is to get home safe.